Hi, and welcome back to Manda's Ramblings. Today I thought I'd catch you up on what whips I'd done. I'm not quite sure where I got to last time, sorry. Hello, Baggy. So, I think I showed you this one. This is the T-Rex that was sat in a bag. He'd got a head, he'd got a body, he'd got a belly, but none of it was sewn together. And I didn't put the arms on, and I hadn't made the legs. But, yeah, that's T-Rex. I think I showed him last time. Can't quite remember, so I thought I'd share him again because, well, I like him. To be honest, he's really quite cute. He's quite fun to make. He's from the book, Crochet Dinosaurs, I think it's called. There's a whole series of dinosaurs, obviously, in the book. That's what it's about. And it really is quite good. The instructions are very clear. Worth a look if you've got a dinosaur-obsessed child. They're actually meant to be made in bulky yarn, or chunky or bulky, which would make them huge. But I decided I'd do them in DK with a 2.5mm hook. It makes them much more manageable for little hands. So, what else was I working on? I was working on these. This is my first attempt at broching. This is supposed to be the back, and as you can see, it's not bad. It's quite even. The stitches, there's a couple of, picked it up, looked the wrong way around. So I'm starting to learn what it is I've actually done wrong. And this is supposed to be the front, and as you can see from the front, there are a few more mistakes. There's a couple of pulls, there's a couple of bits where I picked it up. You can see where I lost it on the side. I decreased, and because I thought I'd increased one too many, I hadn't. It's actually worked out much better because it would have been way too baggy on it. But that was when I was changing, once I changed the round, and I was doing brushing the round, I started to find it was quite complicated doing it whilst people were talking to me. It didn't bother me too much, but it took me a while to get used to what it was I was meant to do. Once I got used to it, it wasn't too bad. And I have to say, I actually prefer brushy flat than I do in the round. As you can see, you can start to see the mistakes that I made in it. And it's not perfect. It's in cotton, so it shows every mistake up that you make, but that's fine. Just so you wear it, that's what they're for. It was a good attempt. It's what she wanted, a little vest t-shirt. If you want to see what they look like on, have a look at Manda's Woolenbits on Facebook, and you'll see her wearing them. She's wearing both because I made her a second one. I thought that I would actually get better at it. So this is the back, and you can see here. There's nothing wrong with the stitch. I've not twisted it, I've not picked it up wrong, but I've obviously over-concentrated on how loose I wanted to be, thinking that I wasn't doing it quite right and that I was getting a bit tight because it says to do your yarn over loosely. And so when I overthought it, this is what happens, and I end up with, let me see if I can show that to you. See. Just here, you can see it's just open. The loop is just so open, it's too open. So that's fine. I put that on the back, and Jessie's sewn a little butterfly on it so that she knows which way round it is. And I did purposely do the decreasing on the side on this one, so you can see under her armpit about 1 inch down. I actually decreased it, and I did a three-way decrease, which is actually decreasing 4 stitches. So yeah, it decreased it quite a long way. I think I did that quite well. I looked up how to do that, and she wanted it a little bit longer, which I had the yarn to do, but she decided she wanted this one with an edge. So I actually also went down a needle size to do the rib on this, which I cast off in a brochy cast off, and it was too tight. There's no give. Being cotton doesn't really give, so it gives with the nice stitch, with the brochy stitch, but there's no give actually on the rib. So I had to pull it back and do it again, and that worked the second time much nicer. and she was able to get it over her head and over her shoulders. So those are those two that I've been busy with. And I've been really good. I picked up another whip. So I think I've shown this last time as well. I've definitely shown it on a couple of them. So let's turn it around the right way around so you can see the good side. This is, and it's absolutely beautiful, this is the grand opening shawl, and I have to say I love, let's put it on this side so you can see better, I love this stitch here. I really do. It's really pretty. This one was what I was trying to do the other day when I was showing you a simple lace stitch, and Jessie started singing at me. So that's a shorty if you fancy going and watching it. I love how different the different sections are. I like the way they've come out. The yarns by the Dye Shack, it was what's left of my advent calendar from 2022. I must remember that because I keep saying 2023 and it wasn't, that was just when I knitted it. So yeah, the colours actually went in that order from the purple right through to the red, and yeah, and those were the ones I had left. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll see if I can run it all the way back. Now I didn't quite manage it in so much as I ran out of the gold, because you use a lot on this stitch and quite a lot on this stitch, which I also like. I don't know if you've seen that. I actually like the back just as much as I like the front on that one. I think it's really pretty. Anyway, yeah, I ran out on the last two rows of that, so I had to use this colour. But I don't think it looks too bad. I don't think you really notice it because they are very much, they fade into each other quite well. And then it's surrounded, I changed on row 10 instead of row 12, so that I could do the edging stitch in the deep purple rather than the lilac. Yeah, so that I got more of the colour in that I wanted. That was actually all I had of that deep purple. That was all that was left of it, so actually I did really well on that. So that is the shawl. It obviously still needs blocking, but then I only got it off the needles yesterday evening, so I haven't had a chance to block. But that's the grand opening shawl by Tellybean Knits over on Ravelry, or at least that's where I bought it from. And if you are looking for these beautiful stitches, if you are looking for something that's a little bit challenging without being over challenging, something that's going to test you and let you learn new stitches, yeah, definitely give her work a go. This is my second piece by Tellybean Knits, and I have to say I love it. I really do love it. I've really enjoyed working the different textures. I've liked the break in between by doing the garter stitch. I've learnt some new skills because I haven't always done things flat before. I like the construction. The picking up was easy. I did make a mistake on that, I have to admit. After I put it down, it was time to pick it up again. And there's, yeah, here. You see, I picked it up properly on this bit here where you can see, I don't know if you can see there's a nice line. And then when I picked it up on this bit, yeah, there isn't a nice line. That was my mistake totally. And I didn't notice it until I was 2 sections on, and I thought, you know, it's for me. And I'm always going to know I made a mistake, whether I pull it back or not. So I wasn't that bothered. So that one's that was a whip that I've picked up and finished. So that's 2 whips. 2. That's really good for me. They've been sat there for quite a while. So this is the advent calendar yarn that I got this year. Again, it's from the Dye Shack. I get a lot of my stuff from the Dye Shack because I like their yarn. I love their colours. I always know I'm going to get a good quality. And I like her work ethic, and I like her as a person, so I can get to chat to her, and I've got to know her a little bit over the years that I've been buying off her. And also Dave buys it for me, and he knows that if he asks for something from her, he gets it. So yeah, that really helps. So this is the back. This is me. I've used all the colours, and then here I started repeating the colours to make the length. I finished the rib, which I went down a size. I did the brushy rib that I'd done, that is funny enough on this one here as well. I like it because it makes like a box at the edge and finishes it off nicely. I'll use it up on the button band too. I decided that when I was doing the sleeves, it's a little cap sleeve because obviously it's a set in shoulder. So I decided I was going to do plain sleeves because the body was so busy. By plain I mean not knitted patterns, just straight knitted. So there's short rows on the sleeves. I'm just coming to the end of those now, and it sits right nicely. I love the feel of this wool. I love the colour, the boldness of it. I like that you get to see it on its own as well as in the stitch, so that you get to see the patterns and how nice it looks in pattern. I do think it does look nice in pattern, but this shows off the colour of the yarn as well, so you get both effects on this one. It will, obviously, it's cardigan, it will block, it'll be a lot longer than it is now, and I'm hoping, it is a V-neck cardigan, so it will have buttons down it. I'm thinking I've got some poppy buttons. Poppies are one of my favourite flowers, them and sunflowers, so, and if I'm going to have flowers, carnations. So that's where I'm at on that. That's also a bit of a whip work in progress. I'm working on that quite nicely and steadily. I tend to work on that just for an hour a day. I'm actually now, other than that, got nothing on, so I'm just thinking to myself what to pick up, whether I go for another whip or whether I start something new. I'm not sure. There's just so many things that I want to do. It's trying to make sure that you finish the things you start as well as doing the things that you don't. Sorry, the sun is moving around out there and it's just affecting the screen a bit. So what else have I done this week? Well, I've been going swimming twice a week to Good Boost. So for that, I get in the pool and I flop around a little bit and then I get out again. It does take 2 hours out of my day, which I have noticed that my knitting time's gone down a bit because obviously I pick it up usually when I'm in between doing my jobs. It's quite weird, but enjoyable, and hopefully it'll help me out. So, what am I wearing? This is Simmer. Simmer is started as life as a cowl. Cowls tend to be where I practice my stitching and my stitch patterns and letting me know which ones I like, how it looks. They're my swatches, really. Then I decided I was going to, I was going to, turn it into a hat. I got the mini skins version, same thing as what I've got on. And I decided I was going to make a hat. Now, I decided that my cowl was in sock yarn, so I couldn't use that as my gauge. And I wanted to do Simmer, always wanted to do Simmer as a fade. Now, to be able to do it as a fade, the way I wanted to do it, I wanted to do it so that I didn't have to guess when I was changing from one yarn to the next. I find it really annoying. Every time it's different. I don't mind it sometimes, but I really wanted, especially on a jumper, it to change itself. So the way I did it was I split the balls. I weighed them. I then split them. And I tell you how to split them, so that all you have to do is you split them so that you've got the weight of ball that you're going to use. The weight is roughly the same for the length, so you're not having to measure every metre. You then knit it, and you knit it holding 2 yarns together. Sorry, the dog's just having a mooch. So by knitting the 2 yarns together, so this is 2 of the white, and then I changed it to a white and let's do it on the arm, the paler blue, they're held together. Oh no, there was one with speckles on it that I held with the white. Then I held the speckled with the blue, then the blue, then it's the blue with the deeper purple, then it's the deeper purple with the pink, and so on and so forth, until you get to the end where they're pretty plain. And I did end up eating a lot more yarn than I wanted, but it is a really warm, nice. Let me show you. So you have this part of it, which is decorative, and your sleeves are decorative. You don't have to do them like that. I chose to. I was looking for a top that I could get over my head, because having shoulder problems means that lifting my arms up hurts. So getting the clothes on and off is getting a struggle. By having it more open top, I'm able to get my arms out of it and get it over my head without having to put my arms up over my head for too long. So that was the idea behind this. Actually really like it. Gapes a little bit for me. But then I find that with shirts anyway, anything with buttons on it, gapes. I don't know why. Well, maybe I do. Maybe it's my boobs. But it's not the fit that I always look for. I do love the way the shoulders have done. I do give you how to do these, but I also give you ideas on how to make it your own, so you can change it up a little bit. I only do a few rows on this. You can do more. You can make it a bit thicker, you can make it so that it actually lies much thicker, so that this comes over the top more, this bit's further round. There's so much you can do with a jumper, and I like to show you how to do that and tell you how to do it. I've done a couple of plain rows at the bottom, just of, simple garter stitch. Doing a couple of purl rows basically on this and on the cuff, so there's very little work on it. You could, if you wanted to, it is tapered, not very much, but it is tapered. You could leave it out baggy if you wanted to, and you could do a cuff that was quite tight. I think it's quite nice. It's just enough that I can, hold on to it if I want to. It doesn't slide down my arm, but I can still push it up when I'm doing the washing up and things. So I quite like it like that. Other than that, what have I done this week? Not a lot, but that's me. Me in a nutshell. Constantly doing, constantly making. Can't think of anything else that I've done. It's been a bit of a weird week, weather-wise, obviously. Sunny today. Yesterday was cloudy. Day before was sunny. Supposedly supposed to get a bit cooler again, but I don't really know. I don't really know at all. The dog's been quite poorly. She's got Velcro, not Poppy. She's got sore ears, and we've been taking her to the vet once a week to get her ears checked and antibiotics, and she's on steroids this week, which is why she was jumped up on my knee. She just wants attention all the time. She actually sat down beside me here, which is not like her. She's usually curled up asleep. So she's obviously feeling a bit sorry for herself today, and hopefully she'll feel a bit better in the next few days. I'll keep posted on that. Poppy's here too. She's on the other side of me. She's just come to say hello because I've just said her name. She was actually enjoying the lie down on the mat under the table. And the two of them, I'm sure, will go back to sleep in a minute when I stop talking and put my book on. So that's what I'll do next. Put my book on, listen to my book, wants to do a bit of knitting. Already taken the dogs for a walk this morning, taken Jessie to church. Done, chopped up the turkey because that went in the slow pot last night. Time for a brew and some knitting. So what are you doing today? Let me know. I'd love to hear. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.